Hey guys, I'm going to show you how to tie this midge. It's a pretty easy pattern. I just call it the pearlescent zebra midge. I mean, it's basically just uh, kind of your typical zebra midge. I just use some pearlescent tinsel instead. So I've got a size 18 mustad caddis hook on here right now. I've pinched the barb down with the vise, and then this bead is just actually it's the uh, it's just like a little arts and crafts bead that I picked up on Amazon for like this whole thing was like $5. There's like a billion beads in here. Some of them don't look very good. The quality is definitely not there uh, as far as quality control. So you're gonna get a bunch of different like beads that look different, but you can definitely grab some out of there that look pretty good. And there's like tons of different colors. That was just a pack that I wanted a couple specific colors out of. So we're also going to be using some black hairline dubbing um, and a some pearlescent tinsel. And you can also do this with a bead. Sometimes I'll do it with a tungsten bead or something. But I kind of like these glass beads. I kind of like how they look. So I'm gonna go ahead and start this here. Just gonna do some touching wraps. Let's go ahead and clip that. And that's about as far as I'll go. Um, so next, I will tie in. I usually start out with a piece that's about 5 inches or so of that pearl of the tinsel, and this stuff's a little bit tricky to work with, so it just kind of takes some time getting used to it. So you definitely want to get it in there, lock it in pretty good, get your thread nice and tight, but just don't break it. And then I do touching wraps back up the body to kind of hide that tinsel that's actually touching the body right now. Kind of came through there. And that's just because I want my wraps to be the most visible shiny part of the body, and then I'll kind of go down about halfway, just kind of make some more wraps down to kind of build up a little bit of a taper on the body. Pull that down. So now I'm going to wrap this. I'm going to counter wrap it the opposite way that I did my thread. And this stuff, right at this point, I find sometimes putting your finger right on the tip there. So when you first get that first wrap, put your finger on it, and it'll kind of lock it there. Because if you don't, it'll try to pop off the thread and bunch up at the bottom. And after you get that first one, it's a little bit easier. And I'll just do like 4 or 5 good wraps. And then I will pull too much thread out. Oops. So that's what you don't want to have happen. There we go. Get that over there. And then that first wrap, you definitely want to hold it tight. Hold your thread tight. Don't break it. But, oops. But yeah. Hold it nice and tight. Otherwise, you lose that tinsel like I just did. Give it a couple wraps. So then I pull this tinsel up. It should kind of work its way through the thread. You don't want to break it, but just kind of pull it up towards the top. And then, oh, actually, I see it kind of messed up on the wraps there, but that's okay. And then what I'll do is I kind of make a little bit of a loop on this one. You can do it a couple different ways actually. So you can cut off the tinsel kind of like this, like pull it straight back, cut it off like this, and then you just have a little bit of a shiny piece hanging off there. Or you can go a little bit longer if you want. What I'm going to do on this one is actually create a little bit of a loop. If I can grab it. Lock that second piece in so you have a loop like that. Pull it to about the size you want. while you're holding a thread. And I know that's kind of hard to see on the camera there. You can kind of see how big of a loop I have. And I think that's probably pretty good. Oops. Not doing a very good job on this one, am I? Lock it in good. I'm going to do a second wrap. There we go. And then I'm going to clip off the tag end of that tinsel. And also what I'm going to do, so you could leave it as like a long loop like that. You could do short loop if you want, really just kind of play with the size of that loop. I'm going to go in the middle of it and clip it. And then you have two little pieces hanging off, and I kind of try to kind of like you're dubbing them, like when you're dubbing your stuff. They're a little bit long. I might actually just shorten those up because that loop is a little bit big. So we'll do little pieces like that. Then you just have a couple pieces, a couple little kind of wings hanging off there. Okay. So now I'll grab some dubbing. I really need to get this stuff more organized, but I just kind of got this set up for right now. So it's going to be getting a little bit more organized here in the future, and I'll probably change my camera layout and everything. You don't need a whole lot of dubbing. Like, that's probably about enough. Just get a nice little noodle there. And then just build that up right behind that bead. And we'll go ahead and do a whip finish, and then we'll clean up the dubbing there, and that's really about it. I like to angle this back so that thread is really getting between the bead and the dubbing. Okay, snug it up pretty good. And this is usually where I break this thread, but hopefully not this time. Give it another one or two. And then we'll call that good. Clip that. And I see it's definitely pretty crazy. That's still a little long. Got a pretty crazy long piece right there. Just does not want to cut that piece, does it? Oh, that's alright. You guys get the idea. But yeah, that's essentially what your midge should look like. Clean that up. And you can do, like I said, you can do a few variations with the actual, the little wings. A lot of them I'll just leave one single piece kind of dangling off the back. Some of them I'll leave just a little bit of a loop that kind of goes like that. Yeah, it's just kind of experiment with it, and it's a pretty cool little midge to tie. It's pretty quick. It's fun to tie, and it's pretty effective as well. So let me know if you guys want me to keep doing these videos. I'm not really, I'm not like inventing flies or anything like that. I'm just tying ones that I think are fun, they're effective, and then sometimes I try to do my own takes on certain flies. So yeah, just let me know in the comments, and thanks guys.